Over the past few weeks, rumors have been flying about the new PS4 and Xbox. I thought I would bring you the news and my opinion or views on the matter. So far, the rumors have painted a bleak picture. Is this the future of the gaming world? We are now moving to the age of downloads over CD-based media. What am I talking about? The rumors plot out a future in which the gamer no longer owns the title. He or she actually purchases instead just a virtual right to play, just as long as you're connected to the internet. Have a unique ownership ID or PSN ID and ain't playing a used copy. This isn't the first time we've heard of this. Earlier in the year, reports fluttered on the Xbox 720, Microsoft's next machine, pushing away used titles as well. Of course, Sony has yet to give any statement or squash any of these leaked details. Is it really out of the realm of possibility? If we look at the newest creation of the PS3 Vita, you can only download content on your one PSN account. It's locked to such an extent that transferring files from the device and the computer becomes trivial at times. You may ask why. Why is there a need for this? It's simple: to combat piracy. Viewing Sony's aggressive nature on protection, reading about the future plans for the PS4 is not so hard to swallow. Are you starting to think this is the worst case scenario? Think again. It's already begun. Every EA title sold by PlayStation and the Xbox has anti-used game components built in it. New games ship with one-time codes and give the original owner access to online gameplay and features. If you try and play one of these titles without the code on a different console or gamer tag, it will cost you extra to get online. Speaking of used games, I can only imagine what the company GameStop is actually thinking. Hearing these rumors of the Xbox 720, PS4 and their anti-used game tech, recent reports already hint GameStop will not sell the PS4 or Xbox 720 content because of the boycott of the used titles, for the simple reason that they would not be resellable to any of the public. Now, I'm not agreeing with used game companies because they usually buy games from gamers at cheaper prices and then sell it to the next sucker at twice the price. But this is a big but because GameStop is not the only company which will be affected. There are many other entities who will be eliminated because of this anti-used game content. Look at game rental businesses, services like GameFly. Gamers would usually go into the shop and rent out a title to try out before going out and buying the game. So are you saying gamers should buy merchandise based on the cover or the screenshot? Another key source is trade websites that organize game trades between the consenting players. What about those guys? Is it all funnels into a core concept of how integrated used games are to the entire public? You get two major gamers, the ones who are trading in a game to cut prices of newer titles that they can actually purchase, as well as those who just cannot afford $60 a game each time, so they just want to actually buy used games. So technically you guys are not cared about or important. What does it say if you are telling the consumer what's good for them? Isn't demand and supply a two-way street? Just something to think about. Here's a key example. A customer feels much better about buying a brand new $60 game that turns out to be awful because they know there's a safety net in place that will most likely get them at least half their money back or more when they actually sell it in the right place. Think about in a world where no trade actually exists. Will new titles sell better than now? And about the social ramifications of elimination of used games. Does this mean kids will not be able to take a game to a friend's house to enjoy the purchase? Because that's what I used to do when I actually grew up. This is now regarded as piracy or used game infringement. What it spells out is you carrying your PlayStation on your back to your friend's house to play a game together with. This week, a new rumor has actually floated about the PS4. The rumor suggests that all games would be tied to a single PSN ID. So one could actually take your PSN ID and log it into another console, maybe your friends, so you could share the game. We don't know as yet, but this is just a new rumor that's been floating. So I'm betting you thinking what's in store for the future of gaming. A good indication is how Activision has approached Modern Warfare 3. A 1-year subscription of all the new DLC and content can be purchased, thus shifting away those who want to sell the game. DLC in itself is downloadable content that usually would be on a second disc or even locked on the copy that you are actually using. When you pay a certain amount, the content is downloadable or unlocked on the disc for you to use. Even with the PlayStation Store and Xbox, you can now purchase titles of the past and present and download the entire game. So this really is pointing to an end of physical media. So why is this trend occurring? Why does every little rumor or a bit of news leaked out all indicate a change in gaming as we know it? No more CDs, no more DVDs, no more Blu-ray discs, no more physical content. It can't be because console manufacturers actually believe it will increase in revenue, when I just explained how, if anything, it will bring down sales. But in all this despair, there is a silver lining here. Prices of games will drop because the cost of manufacturing millions of Blu-ray discs will be evaporated. There will be no middleman in the equation. We will see no more disk drives, rather a push towards a faster and cheaper internet as well. All over the world, the broadband connections will have to be improved to cope with the system. And I hope a lot of the pressure exerted on them before the launch of these consoles turns out to be good. One word will still challenge any ideal set up from Sony and Xbox. That one word is lag. In many titles, if one connection is poor, your game moves much slower than offline. And also there are numerous amount of freezes and issues associated when playing online. Will Sony unveil details about the next PlayStation at E3 2012? All we know is the next PlayStation is called the Orbis because it will connect to your PS Vita to interact as one console. Orbis plus Vita equals the center of life. But this concept is really close to the new Wii U. Microsoft has already announced the Xbox 360 successor will not be a topic of discussion at the big show. If rumors are true and we do see the next PlayStation 4 released in 2013 December, we will see a trade between places between the Xbox and the PlayStation. As in 2005, the Xbox released before the PlayStation 4 in 2006. Whichever way this chip actually tends to fall, we'll be the first to actually bring you the news on this matter. Like and subscribe. Lastly, I just thought I'd actually show you this. Most people are actually posting like fake images of the Xbox and the PlayStation 4. Do not believe any of these. The consoles have not been created. None of the design has actually gone into play. But this was actually at one of the soccer games that actually took place in Europe, and this is actually the next Xbox 720. So the logo is available. That is the official logo, as you can see. But the consoles and the pictures you may see on the websites are all fake. Thanks for watching. See you later. Peace.